I think we also need to be aware, and I mentioned this to you, that there is talk, and you guys may have heard it already, of the Department of Arts and Culture merging with the Department of Sports. Yeah. So this is a conversation that is happening. And I think that we need to be aware of that. So the whole idea of scenario planning is that you start to think about what could be in 5 years, what couldn't be in 5 years, what might be in 5 years, what are the three options, what are the scenarios. And I believe that we should be scenario planning all the time. We should be scenario planning here. It's not like what's going to be next year, January. It's like what's going to be in the next 3 years. What is going to shut down, what could grow, etc. So for me, I think those are the things we need to think about. I think as I move forward, I suspect, and it's not defined yet what I'm going to do when I leave BASA. I mean, I'm one of the crazy people that's like saying to you next year is going to be really tough. And meanwhile, I could lose my job at the SABC because they were trenching. And I've resigned from a job without knowing for certain what I'm going to do. But I also believe that the time came, that I had given my 10 years and I wanted to start exploring other things. And what I want to start exploring is this idea that the arts do not operate in a vacuum. So how the arts operate with us with regards to the Constitution, as we were talking about, with regards to how we think of the medical world, with how we think about, the public and private practice of the legal system, everything that you guys are doing. I mean, you guys are on the mark. You're on the mark. Because yes, there is the arts just for entertainment, but what the arts do for transformation and shift and change in a country that is, I think it's in post-traumatic stress, this country. I think there is so much anger, and rightful anger actually. But I also believe that this is the opportunity for us to shift and change the way we teach, the way we engage. I believe very strongly that this whole conversation around entrepreneurship is it's a semiotic nightmare. Is that the right word? Semiotic nightmare? That sounds quite academic. Yeah. But it is a semiotic nightmare because the reality is people are moving from survivalism to sustainability. They're not moving from survivalism to entrepreneurialism. Once they get to sustainability, they can go up. It's a horizontal, vertical line. And we need to stop this idea that everybody has to be an entrepreneur. They do not. Google doesn't even use the word entrepreneur anymore. They call it startups. They talk about startups. And we need to start shifting that. Because you are not expected to be entrepreneurs. You are expected to create work, but you're not expected to have a job, get a job, be employed. And we need to start changing that conversation with asset-based thinking, asset-based community development, design thinking, grit thinking, the opposite of scarcity thinking, all of that stuff. It's not about business plans. So that would be my argument. Go and find out about asset-based community development. ABCD it's called. It's a model of thinking around how we operate in the world. What are the opportunities? What are the assets? In this room, there may not be money in this room right now, but there's lots of assets. And that's what we need to start thinking about.